Crusaders, and welcome to our latest episode. My name is Sean Wasserkrug, and today I'm going to be reviewing the latest film to come out in theaters, The Woman King. Woman King is based on true events, basically that took place in the kingdom of Dahomey, one of the most powerful states of Africa in the 18th and 19th century. Probably the biggest thing that a lot of people are going to be misconstruing from this, or at least comparing this to, even though I don't think you should be comparing these together, is between this and Wakanda Forever, since Wakanda Forever is going to be more about I'm blanking on the bodyguard group for T'Challa in the film. But there's similarities to it there, whereas like that's obviously a comic book franchise and this is based off true events. I do know that when I was watching the movie, they showed a Wakanda Forever trailer, and literally a woman in the crowd goes, "Isn't this the movie that we're watching?" And I'm worried that that's going to potentially affect The Woman King coming towards Oscar season and all that kind of stuff. We actually have a show that we're coming out with here in the next couple days called Twins / Sisters films, which are two movies that come out within 18 months of each other that are relatively similar to one another, a la like Deep Impact, Armageddon, and this one could be treading that kind of a territory. Like I said, this movie is based on true events, starring the always incredible Viola Davis, and I went into this movie with relatively, I wouldn't say low expectations, but I wasn't really like excited out of my way to go see this. I know Viola Davis got into some serious shape for this film. I saw some of her training videos, and she always gives 110% for every role that she does. So I went into this basically expecting at least her performance to be good, but I did not know how the rest of the movie itself was going to be. This was directed by Gina Prince Bythewood. Many people will know her from, she was a writer for Love and Basketball, which is probably one of my favorite like romantic, like, I don't want to call them rom-coms because Love and Basketball is not really that much of a comedy, but I mean it is though. I did talk about it on the Valentine's Day show earlier this year, but she also was the director of Netflix's The Old Guard, which we talked about on this channel last year or 2 years ago. So I actually kind of like her direction. I like how she shoots action. I like how she does her characters. So knowing that she was at the helm, I was definitely intrigued by this. Also, you got John Boyega. He plays the King Gezu, and I'm going to be honest here. I'm probably going to say a lot of these names wrong. I apologize. I'm going to do the best I can. But you got John Boyega, Viola Davis, Lashana Lynch, which most people will know from Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange. So, I mean, you got at least three people that I know in this film. And with this film overall, though, going into it with relatively low expectations and not expecting much outside of probably a great Viola Davis performance, because I have heard rumblings of her as a Best Actress nominee for this film, I was completely blown away by how great this film is. I think the direction by Bythewood, or Gina Prince Bythewood, I think it was fantastic. I think it shot beautifully. I think the action set pieces, the action sequences are shot beautifully. I think the actresses, all the actresses in their roles, acted fantastically across the board. I think outside of Viola Davis, there were at least two, maybe even three performances that I would consider Oscar-nominated potential, at least so far in the year. The story was gripping. It's a 2 hour and 15-minute film. I was never bored. Even the small moments in the film where it was just two characters talking, I felt the dialogue and the performances between these characters were strong and it really gave you more development of these characters. Every character in this film, I knew their motivations, I knew the reasons why they did what they did. They were fully full-fledged characters, they were fully developed. You cared about these characters. And that is something that I had issues with other films this year that I gave super high reviews for. Top Gun Maverick, for example, which was currently my #1 film of the year until this film came out, was that I love Top Gun Maverick. It's a great, fun film, but I felt that the new cast did not get fully fledged out as characters. There's a lot of question marks about who those characters were and, you know, their relationships with one another that I wish they would have delved more into outside of just fun aerial assaults. Woman King does exactly that, and they do it so fluently and so effortlessly that they can keep the plot going without feeling like they're stopping just to exposition dump these characters to give them more backstory. They flow naturally into like conversation that feels just like I said natural. And I fully loved the characters and the performances of this film. Like I said, Viola Davis as Nausicaa. Like I said, sorry. She plays the general. She's basically the potential of the Woman King. She runs this basically like I said, much like the bodyguards in Black Panther. She runs this group called the Agoji, which is an all-woman basically army that protects the king, played by John Boyega, and they live and breathe fighting. They are basically like King Leonidas' 300 Spartans. Their whole job is to protect the kingdom at all costs and their king, and she is basically the King Leonidas of this group. And Viola Davis is a force to be reckoned with. Every scene, she almost doesn't even have to say any words. She sells so much with just her visuals. She can just look at a person and you can see every line of dialogue running through her head at that person without her having to utter a word. Like I said, she got in great shape for the film. Her action sequences, she is older, but her sequences were well done throughout. She's got great emotional weight, especially once you get certain elements that are divulged to you about halfway through the film. It adds another layer on top of this hard-as-shell character that really makes this character, once again, fully fledged. Much like Shrek. She's an onion. She's got layers. And Nausicaa, or Naniska, however you want to say her name, Viola Davis does a phenomenal job, and I completely understand why she is potential running for Best Actress at the Oscars this upcoming year. Here's the big thing. There are some other performances in this film that I think, I don't want to say rival because I don't want to put them against each other, but there are some other performances that I think are right up there with Viola Davis. Sheila Atom plays Amenza. She's basically Viola Davis's like right-hand woman. She's there to kind of be the person that guides and helps Viola Davis's character along. She's basically her best friend. She's the one who knows all her secrets. She's the one that she confides in. And she is a character that just, because she's tall and she's very lanky, but she has so much power. She's phenomenal with a bow staff in this film. And her relationship with Viola Davis's Naniska in the film is so genuine, and you see the love and the respect between these two characters and what all they've been through their lives, that they say so much without having to really, like I said, say it. Like, this movie does a great job of show me, don't tell me. This movie shows all of these characters' relationships and how they build and grow from there. Another person that I think that should get potential nominated Oscar for supporting actress would be Lashana Lynch as Azugi. I think she's basically kind of the head trainer, the potential replacement for Viola Davis's Naniska if she were to ever die. Lashana Lynch is having a blast with this character. She's the cool, badass character who basically trains everybody and has no fear. And her character is just, every time she's on screen, you just cannot take your eyes off. You can do that with most of the characters on the screen. When they're on screen, you're just fixated on their performances. And Lashana Lynch, this is hands down my favorite role she's ever done. I loved her character. I think she puts on a strong enough of a performance that she could be nominated for Best Supporting Actress. I'm worried that she's probably not going to get the recognition she deserves. But Lashana Lynch was fantastic in this film. John Boyega, I think, did a great job in the role he did. I don't think it's good enough to be a supporting actor, but he does a great job with the dialogue and the lines he's given in this film. He has that aura of a king. He's not overly cocky. He's not that stupid kind of king. He's a very open-minded king. Sometimes he gets a little close-minded near the end of the film, but he will listen to everyone's opinions, but he demands respect, and he's not to be taken lightly as being a younger king. And I think Boyega puts on a phenomenal performance, way better than we've seen him do, as many people know him from Finn in Star Wars. I think this is a very powerful showing for Boyega in this film, that could elevate him to further roles down the future. The MVP of this movie, which is hard to say when you have someone like Viola Davis in this film, is a relative newcomer. It's her first theatrical film. I did not know who she was, and she blew me away. And that is Tuso Beto. I hope I said that name right. But it's a name to remember. She plays Nawi. She's basically the young recruit. She's basically the eyes of us, the crowd, of coming into this world of the Agoji and learning what they have to go through, how they have to train, and basically she's showing us the world of the Agoji in the Dahomey Empire. And Tuso Beidou is fucking amazing in this film. She has this raw, like, renegade, almost like a maverick in a way, presence. She has something to prove. She wants to show that she's above, just every other woman in the village that's not an Agoji. She strives to be the best. She wants to be the best. Even at times, if it's kind of going against the orders of Azugi and Naniska, she is going to do what she needs to do to elevate herself to the highest potential that she believes she has earned and can get throughout the film. And I think Tuso Beto is phenomenal in this film. And like I said, every scene with her and Viola Davis is a knockout. And I have been seeing that they've kind of been giving her kind of Best Supporting Actress nominees, and I think that she's just as much as the lead actress in this film as Viola Davis, which is probably why it's going to hurt them, and it's probably why they're bumping her down to supporting actress, so that way she doesn't take votes away from Viola Davis by year's end. But if it's to me, if I have to give a who's the lead and who's the supporting actress, I probably would give Tuso Beto the lead actress performance, and Viola Davis with Lashana Lynch down as supporting. I do feel like we are with Nawi more on the film than we are Naniska. They're both. I would say it's about 55-45 towards Nawi. But either way, those three performances, as well as Sheila Adam, are putting on knockout performances throughout the film. Like I said, the story is gripping. The character development is fantastic. The acting is fantastic. The action's fantastic. Visually, it looks great. Like I said, I was with the story all the way through the beginning to end. This is definitely a film I strongly recommend. Go out of your way to see this film. Go out of the way to see these performances. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I'm going to give The Woman King my highest rating of the year so far, a 95%. It is currently my #1 film of the year. Yes, if I had to choose between watching this and Top Gun Maverick, I'm probably going to watch Top Gun Maverick because it's more entertaining in a way, but the overall better film is easily The Woman King. I will be disappointed if these three ladies are not considered for Oscars by year's end. Strong recommendation coming from me. Definitely go check this out as soon as you possibly can. You will not be disappointed. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys did, go and hit that like, share, and subscribe button to the channel so you guys stay up to date with all the latest information that pops up on the Movie Crusaders. And of course, I'm going to follow us on all the social media outlets you see below. Coming up next, I will have a duo review of Barbarian and Pearl, as well as Brian Michaels and myself will be back for the Weekend Crusaders Chat About for that twin/sister film thing that I talked about earlier in the review. In the next week, we will also have our end of summer review and fall preview for all the movies that we're going to be seeing throughout the rest of the year. And then, of course, right before we hit October, we will be having our Movie Crusaders Halloween special. If you want recommendations on what to watch during this Halloween season in October, check out that video. We have 62 recommendations for you to watch and check out. So we got plenty of videos, as well as reviews for all the other movies that are coming out for the next month and a half, coming down on the channel. So be on the lookout for that. And until next time, in case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Movie Crusaders.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.